warning of impending dangers to the global environment.
The subject matter of the new book, which is called The Coming Global Superstorm, is sudden climate change. In The New Scientist of November the 27th, 1999, there is a story about the North Atlantic Drift, which is a current that is vital to the weather of Europe. It states that this current is changing its strength because of global warming, and that Europe is liable to get much colder very soon. A few days ago, there was a violent storm that swept across Europe because, apparently, of the declining power of the North Atlantic Drift. The Coming Global Superstorm is about what happens as these currents that bring warm water up from the tropics fail. And the reason they will fail is that the water in the northern oceans is getting so warm that the heat pump effect between the tropics and the north is ending. And the ironic danger of global warming is not that things will get too hot, but that they're going to get very much colder very suddenly, and the first place at peril is Europe. That is essentially the thesis of this book.
What was it, what was the catalyst, if there was such a thing, that inspired you to research, if you like, the environment and produce this book?
Well, I was writing a book called The Edge with the radio show host Art Bell. We were working on it together when I had a meeting in Toronto with a gentleman who seemed to know a great deal about the way the planet works, including giving me a quick 2-paragraph explanation of ice ages, and the comment he also made was that this was about to happen again. And I took notes while he was talking, and it was complex, but I was able to sort them out well enough. And when I sorted them out, I began to realize that what he had described was at the absolute edge of scientific knowledge of how the process of ice ages has taken place. And it was very interesting, and I could also see that it was a very important warning because things were going to fall to pieces pretty soon, and we really weren't looking for this. We didn't realize it. So Art and I decided to change the subject of the book and write about this. This gentleman that I met came to my room in the middle of the night at 3 o'clock in the morning, and he seemed as human as you and me. He just was terribly brilliant. And there were many, many other things that he spoke about as well that I thought were richly insightful. It was a marvelous meeting, and that was where it started.
Now, there's no mention whatsoever of UFOs or extraterrestrials or anything of that ilk in the book itself, but nonetheless, would it be fair to say that all of these so-called visitations, all of these global events that some label UFO phenomena, some label contact, some label all manner of things, would it be fair to say that all of this has now, if you like, you found a meaning for this, that the well-being, the safety, if you like, of our planet is uppermost in the importance, if you like, of the phenomena, or whoever is behind the phenomena?
The well-being of the planet and of us is uppermost in my mind. I have taken from my experiences whatever I could to serve that, including trying to understand whether or not there really are aliens here. I tried hard to find this man, to understand who he was and how he had gotten to where I was in the middle of the night, when there was no one except just 3 or 4 people who even knew where I was. I was unable to do so. I consider him to be in some way connected with the phenomenon, but I don't know how. He seemed totally human.